This is your boy Chris out on the go. I have a question for you guys. Why is it that people that do not ride motorcycles always want to tell you about motorcycle accidents? I mean, they see you on your motorcycle, and the first thing they'll start saying is, man, I don't see how you ride that thing, man. It's dangerous. You know, I know a guy that had a motorcycle, and he was riding it, and he went off a cliff and went 5,000 feet to his death. Well, I think if you was in a car and went off a cliff 5,000 feet, I don't think it would really make a difference if you was on a motorcycle or if you was in a car. But these are the stupid things that people say. So, for you guys and girls out there that's watching this video, and when you see a motorcycle, don't go up to the guy and start trying to tell him horror stories about, I knew a guy that had a motorcycle and he ran into a stop sign and he split himself in half. You know, why would you say that? You know, you wouldn't go up to an airline pilot and say, hey man, you know, I knew a guy that was flying the airplane and the wing fell off and he crashed into a mountain. You know, don't do things like that, YouTube. You know, if you don't have the balls to ride a motorcycle, I'm sorry, that's not politically correct. If you don't have the testicular fortitude to ride a motorcycle, then don't try to discourage me. You know, don't try to discourage other bike riders out there by saying, hey man, I know a guy that was riding a motorcycle and a horse jumped over the fence and he ran into the horse and split the horse in half. And you know, I don't need to hear all of that. You know, the other bike riders don't need to hear all of that. They know that motorcycling is dangerous. I mean, it comes with the territory, but it's what we do. You know, you try to protect yourself as much as possible. You put on CE approved armor. You put on protective boots and gloves and helmets. I mean, in your state, if you don't even have a helmet law, wear a helmet anyway. I mean, it's for your protection. You know, so certain laws, I think, is, you know, but that's another story. But back to what I was originally saying. You know, the motorcycle riders don't need to hear about, you know, man, I wouldn't ride a motorcycle. I know a guy that was riding up the interstate and a steel beam fell off the back of a flatbed truck, and he come to there and he hit the steel beam. And you know, no one needs to hear that. You know, you don't go to work and say, hey man, I know a guy that got involved in a wreck. And I mean, you may talk about an auto accident, but that's just not, you know, every time you pull up in your car. I mean, when you crank your car up and you go from point A to point B or wherever you go, you know there's risk involved, you know. I mean, you're out here sharing the road with all different types of people. I mean, you have people that's texting on their phone. You have people not paying attention. People are eating. People are, you know, drinking. People that have sleep, been working all night. You know, people that are on drugs. People that have medical conditions. You know, you got young people out here, students and stuff that can't even drive. So, I mean, you're sharing the road with different people, so things can happen. I mean, that's the nature of the business. But, you know, you don't want to just walk up and, hey, man, I don't see how you ride that motorcycle. You know, I knew a guy that was riding a motorcycle, and he hit a pothole. They had a pothole in the street, and the guy hit the pothole and then split his wheel, and he went up in the air 100 feet, and he came down and landed on the back of a flatbed truck. You know, nobody needs to hear that. You know, if you want to say something like, man, just be careful out there, you know, be safe, keep it on two wheels, you know, that's permissible, that's understandable, that's okay. But if you don't have the balls, if you don't have the kahunas, you know, if you don't have certain parts that women have, that's brave enough to ride a motorcycle, then don't make comments. But I think that people that's not brave enough to ride a motorcycle, they always want to make comments. They always want to make comments. So, but that is, that's the way of the world. People feed off of negativity. Like the news. When you turn on the news, if it's something positive, hey, those black guys was over there cleaning up their neighborhood, picking up paper and passing out, free bottled water. That would never make the news. But hey, this black guy robbed a liquor store and he threw up a peace sign to his homie in the camera. Oh, that'll make national news. So there's things like that. If it's positive, people are not going to talk about it that much. If it's negative, they're going to feed off of it. So don't come to me with those negative comments about why you ride a motorcycle. I don't understand that. Of course you don't understand it. You're not a motorcyclist. So until you grow the kahunas, until you get the testicular fortitude to ride a motorcycle, then keep the comments to yourself. Some guys like to fly planes. Some guys like to bungee jump. I don't see how a guy bungee jumps. To me, that is crazy. But I don't walk up to guys and start making comments about, well, I think that's a dangerous sport. Of course I think bungee jumping is dangerous. As a matter of fact, bungee jumping is like having sex with a prostitute. Okay? First of all, it's going to cost you about $100. Then the excitement is only going to last about a few seconds. And if that rubber break, your tail is dead. Okay? So, but I don't talk about how dangerous bungee jumping is. I know it's dangerous, but if people want to bungee jump, hey, be my guest. So people do things that they want to do. Riding four-wheelers. I think riding four-wheelers between trees and down bike trails are dangerous. Down trails and stuff. But, if that's what a man want to do, I don't go up to a guy that got a four-wheeler and say, hey, man, that's dangerous, man. If you run into a tree like, Joe Blow did, if the man got a four-wheeler, he knows it's dangerous. I just tell him, hey, man, be safe out there. Keep it on four wheels in that case. So, I just tell a guy, be safe out there, man. Keep it on four wheels. So, that's all I have for you guys. I'm out here riding alone on the Go-Wing, trying to stay positive, trying to take advantage of some of this nice 79-degree temperature out here in the open Mississippi. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys. Y'all stay safe out there. You keep it on two wheels. And fellas, keep it in your pants. This is your boy Chris signing off. Drop me some comments. Subscribe to my channel. And I'll talk to you guys later. See ya on the Go-Wing.